Hey, it's historian Justin Vipperman. I am out in the Bennett Hills this evening doing another video, one that I think is fascinating for just general history, which this will be uploaded to my field trip playlist. However, this is also for my students, and I want all of my students to understand kind of what's going on here as well. So if you look behind me over this shoulder, you can see these petroglyphs that are sitting here in the Bennett Hills. I'm taking most of my information for this from a master's thesis from a Portland State alum, just like myself, Carla Hambleton, who did her master's thesis on the petroglyphs in the Bennett Hills, and she identified 63 sites along the Bennett Hills here, north of Shoshone, all the way to Elmore County. I'm up above Gooding in this area, and I think there's a ton of sites throughout the little city of rocks that are here. But these are fascinating, and I realize that I say that a lot. A couple of people commented on the use of fascinating, but I find these legitimately fascinating. These petroglyphs up here in the Bennett Hills, according to archaeologists, have been here, or native peoples have been here since the Pleistocene era to the contact era. And a lot of the petroglyphs that are here denote some sort of spiritual awakening or hunting site. Okay, and I think this one is probably, if you look at it, is a bunch of people. I think it's a gathering site. Petroglyphs are generally scratched into the varnished south-facing side of rocks. It was the easiest way to keep them, keep the snow off of them, and keep them also from weathering, and so that's the reason that they're here. Also, I was on a flight several years ago back from New York, where I listened to a guy next to me as he was flirting with the girl next to him, talking about the difference of or the petroglyphs that he was going to go see in Utah, which were actually pictographs. And instead of ruining his flirting, I left it and let him talk about petroglyphs when actually he was talking about pictographs. But that's not the case. What it is that these are petroglyphs. Pictographs are painting on rock. These are scratched in, and they've dated these back to 450 BC or AD, sorry. And so the native peoples have been here back and forth. The Shoshone Bannock people have been back and forth through this area for many years. They would winter at the Snake River, and they would summer in the Camas Prairie up above the Bennett Hills here. And so this would have been a place where they hung out and hunted. I know there's another hunting blind just over the hill here from us, where there are petroglyphs there as well, showing several different things. This is showing the people, like I've said. Really, if I'm talking about this, and this will be one of the very first videos that my students see, it's really going to suggest that there were people here pre-contact, right? American Indians that were here. Those people use this land in a different way than Europeans did, which is what we're going to be talking about here in the next several weeks. But what I think is interesting is that there were people here in Idaho, and the Harrop Museum has Clovis points that were dug up in Fairfield. There have been people here since the Pleistocene era, and I think that is fascinating. That these people were here, they were living. Europeans believe that they weren't civilized. That brings in a different argument, which I don't really want to have in this video. We will have that in class. We'll have that discussion in class. What I do want you to see is that this is one of those sites, one of the 63. If you're interested in learning more about these petroglyphs, Carla Hamilton does a great job in her master's thesis. I would suggest reading it if you're interested. There's other, Ron James is a historian at the College of Southern Idaho who could also help you with that. Or Jim Woods, who's another one who emeritus or retired professor, archaeologist at the College of Southern Idaho. Retired professor, sorry. And if you're interested in any of that, I'd check those out. Otherwise, this is just really cool history that we get to see up here in the Bennett Hills up above Gooding. Tell me below if you like this video or if there's something else that you're interested in. Comment below, like the like button, subscribe if you're interested in more Idaho history. Trying to get out. David is not with me today, which is unfortunate, but he's been up here already. And I'll post some pictures of him and I when we were out here a couple of years ago. For that, just know there are people here before Europeans got here, and regardless if they were civilized or savages, which we will get into in class, they were living here, and they had life where they were migrating between the Camas Prairie and the Snake River plain. That's it for me. I hope you have a great afternoon, and if you're in class, we're going to be having a discussion about this, and I hope that you're thinking about some of the concepts and themes that we've been reading about in Eric Foner's book. I'll chat with you later. See ya. Bye.